welcome to this short yoga practice to help with overstimulation as a highly sensitive person. So to get started, come into a comfortable seated position. You can sit cross-legged, you could cross out your ankles. You could even lie down if that feels better to you. Sit up tall and close your eyes. So one of the easiest ways to help with overstimulation is to close our eyes. And this helps to remove visual stimulation, of course, but also to start to draw our attention into our bodies. And we're going to start with a breathing exercise. It's going to include 2 inhales through the nose and an exhale through the mouth with pursed lips. So it'll look like this: inhaling through the nose, inhaling a little bit more, and exhaling through the mouth. So as you're ready, you can join along with me. Inhaling. Inhaling a little more. And exhaling through the mouth. Really letting the exhale extend. One more time together. Inhale through the nose. Inhale a little more. And exhale through the mouth. And you'll take this practice at your own pace for a few more rounds of breath. So as highly sensitive people, one of our biggest challenges is dealing with overstimulation. Our brains and bodies take in more information from the environment than the average person. And so it's no wonder that we can get sensory overload. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you, but it may be uncomfortable. So we do want to take time to nurture ourselves and find practices that help us to reduce this overstimulation and come back into feeling present and good in our bodies. So this first breathing exercise is one of those tools. And you take your time with it, not forcing yourself to do anything that doesn't feel right, always listening to your body. So take one more round of breath. And at the end of that exhale through the mouth, you can just come back into a natural breathing rhythm. And then when you're ready from here, we're going to take the bottoms of the feet together. The knees can be out nice and wide, so you don't need to bring your heels in close. You can bring your feet away from each other, knees wide, and you're going to start to fold forward. You can fold forward any amount, but you do want to feel that you're not just rounding in the back. You want to feel that your sits bones can move backwards, and you might use a little prop under your hips if you needed that. But otherwise, close your eyes. Again, we can reduce our overstimulation easily by closing our eyes. And come back to finding an attention on the breath. So a lot of times when we're overstimulated, we have this feeling like we kind of want to jump out of our skin. We feel very uncomfortable. And instead of going out of our bodies, we want to come back into our bodies. Reconnect with our breath and just trusting and knowing that we are safe here in this present moment, even if it doesn't feel so good. So our modern world provides so many opportunities for overstimulation for us, whether it's technology, bright lights, loud, chaotic environments, this intensity of needing to be multitasking and all this news and time pressure can all be very overstimulating for us. And so we learn as highly sensitive people that we have to give ourselves a lot of self-care. We have to know what situations are best avoided, and then also have tools to manage when we can't avoid the situation or when we come home from something unexpected. So taking care of yourself as you breathe here for another breath. And then start to walk yourself back up. And we're going to come on to hands and knees, bringing your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. We'll just take some gentle cat-cows. So as you inhale, open your heart, and as you exhale, round your spine. So it's always good to move the pelvis here in this way. And our intention really, is to connect the breath and the movement so you can find some ease here in the present moment. So inhale, you open the heart, head lifts. Then exhale, you round the spine, tailbone down, chin to chest. When you're ready, come to a neutral table, and then we're going to walk the hands forward and come into downward facing dog. So the hands come a bit further forward than shoulders. Tuck the toes, lift the knees. You can start with pretty bent knees, or if you're feeling more comfortable in the pose, you could always straighten out the legs. See if you can find some stillness here. Feel your breath. Your ears are in line with your arms. You're pushing forward into your hands. And you're allowing yourself to be here in this moment, in your body. I find forward folds of all kinds, and this is one to be very soothing for overstimulation. But if it's not for you, listen to your body. And from here, start to walk your hands back towards your feet, and we're going to come into a forward fold, standing forward fold. You can bend your knees and rest your upper body over your legs. Let your arms dangle. You could grab opposite elbows if that was comfortable. Let your head drop. You could shake your head out a little. And then feel your breath. Feel your belly expanding into your thighs as you inhale. Feel a release and a letting go as you exhale. If you feel open here and you want to straighten your legs, you're welcome to. Doing what feels right to you. Release your hands from your elbows if they're there. And then we're going to walk your hands back into downward dog. One more downward dog here. Again, finding stillness. Or you could pedal out your heels and just get some movement into your calves, backs of your legs. Your yoga practice does not need to be a full hour practice to get a great benefit from it. Even if you just did one pose a day, that would be a lot more than nothing. And if you were to do one pose a day in terms of overstimulation, I would recommend this next pose. So you'd come down onto your knees and We'd come into child's pose. So your knees are a little bit wider than hips distance. Toes, big toes are together if possible. And you fold over your legs. If you can rest your head on the mat, I'd encourage that. If you can't, you could rest your head on your hands stacked or even a prop. So this is the go-to pose for overstimulation. And it's easy to do. You just have to carve out a little time. This pose can be done in bed, which is a really soothing way to practice. It could be done with a block under your head for added massage under the forehead. It could be done with a bolster or pillows underneath the chest to make it more restorative. And it can also be done as a side bend, which we're going to do now. So start to walk your hands a little bit over to the left. You grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and give it a little, very gentle pull so you're opening your right side body a little more. And then slowly walk your hands through center. And take the hands over to the right. You can grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Resting your head back down if you can and feeling a little tug on that left wrist with the right hand so you can open that left side body a little bit more. And then start to walk your hands back to center. Pausing in center for a moment. And then walk your hands up to your knees. You're going to take your feet out from underneath you. And we're going to slowly lower onto our backs. When you come onto your back, draw your knees into your chest. And then from here, take your knees over to the left. You can be nice and gentle with your knees or bring them up a little higher if you like and reach your right arm out to the right, coming into a spinal twist. Maybe looking over the right shoulder or maybe just looking up and closing the eyes. And then bring the legs up and over to the second side. If you need to adjust your hips in the middle, bring them back to center and then over to the other side. Knees to the right, left arm to the left. Maybe look over the left shoulder. Or just gaze up and close the eyes. Feel the breath. Feel your body where it connects to the ground below you. Taking time every day to de-stress, to release overstimulation, to come back into your body is so healing, so profound. And again, it doesn't have to be long. A short practice can make a really big impact in your day-to-day life. And it can also encourage longer practice because it feels so good and you just want to do more. And from here, come back to center. If there's any last poses or movements you feel that you want to do before your relaxation pose, you're welcome to. Otherwise, extending your legs out, take your arms out to the sides. If you have something to cover your body with, like a blanket or something over your eyes, you're welcome to take whatever you need. And as you're resting here, we'll do a brief body scan. So imagine that you had a spotlight of golden light coming from above, healing energy, and imagine that spotlight covering your feet, so you're really feeling your feet relax. And feel the spotlight expand now up to your ankles and your lower legs. Feeling your knees in the spotlight as well. Moving the spotlight up to the thighs. So you feel this golden healing energy from your tips of your toes all the way up to the thighs. Moving that light to the pelvis and the buttocks, the belly and the back, the low back, mid back and upper back, as well as the front of the body, the rib cage, the heart. Feeling a nice connection with that healing light and your open heart here. And then expanding that light to your shoulders and your upper and lower arms, into your hands and fingers and thumbs. And then finally expanding that spotlight all the way into your throat, the head, the back of the head, the crown of the head, the face. Maybe turning the corners of the mouth up slightly into a little half smile and feeling this healing, calming, golden light all over your body. And just allow yourself to rest in this light bath in your final relaxation pose, Shavasana. Take a moment to notice how you feel. You can continue to rest on your back for as long as you like. Or you can draw your knees into your chest and maybe gently and slowly roll over to one side, resting in fetal position. And from there, pressing up to a comfortable seat, so coming back into the same shape we started in, and noticing how you feel. Bring your hands to your heart. Thank yourself for your practice. Have a great day. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me. This is a sample of what my classes are like. This one is a gentle yoga class. I also have restorative and yin and slow flow and flow classes, as well as a bunch of short, quick stress relief classes. Would love for you to join me. You can join on demand, one class at a time, live stream, or you can join my membership, which is really the best way to access everything. You get access to all live stream and all on-demand classes whenever you want. And I would love to have you join me. There's a 7-day free trial, so there's no reason not to join. And it just is my greatest pleasure to teach this healing practice of yoga specifically to highly sensitive people. So if that's you or someone you love, join today, and you can always email me if you have questions at info@christierosen.com. Thanks so much and have a beautiful day.